Hi everybody, I'm here in Denver at one of my places, Urban Peak, and they've had a few changes since I was here in '09, and one of which is the Learning Center is now part of the Drop-In Center, which is behind me, and this is Charlie, and your title is?
Employment Retention Specialist.
And explain what that does. I mean, in the framework of homeless youth.
I work in our job retention or job readiness training program, so teaching those soft and hard skills that youth need to get jobs. So resumes, cover letters, interview skills, and then also communication, conflict resolution, all those really important skills that the youth need to do jobs. And then also I work with youth and then also the businesses to make sure the youth are doing well at their jobs, they're getting their paychecks on time, and that everything is going well in their experience.
So are you able to house kids that are still on the street? I mean, not house, but find employment for kids still on the streets?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we have those big barriers.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we cover all those, have all the answers to those barriers. So no ID, no references, no experience, and then professional clothes, transportation. So my position is kind of whatever I can do to get them that support to keep the job and then also succeed.
Do you work with employers that are very understanding? And
yeah, so we have a job developer here, Lindsay, who reaches out to the community and develops partnerships with those organizations and companies throughout the Denver.
I mean, and so what are the challenges? I mean, a lot of people here don't know what a homeless kid goes through. And first off, the trauma from family or foster care, and then the trauma of the streets, and now you're going to focus on a resume?
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult, and there's little things too that we stress are really important. So just getting an ID, getting that professional clothes, and I think a lot of what we do also is nothing can be possible without the relationships. So building that relationship first to not only help them while they're here, but also after they get that job, when they're having a hard time, when they having a hard time getting up on time or dealing with a boss or a coworker or a customer, being able to come back and still have that relationship and us to be able to support them.
Well, I mean, oh my gosh, I mean, just getting up in the morning, you're sleeping in an alley, or even if you're couch surfing, you're dependent on other people.
Yeah.
And to be on time, it's got to be crazy.
It is, yeah, and it makes us kind of in our own positions, reevaluate. We always think about like everything we do in the morning before we went to work, getting up, having breakfast, taking a shower, having clothes, like all that stuff that a lot of the youth we work with don't have.
Right.
And a lot of them overcome that, which is amazing.
Now, one of the things that people don't really understand about homeless youth is how much they're survivors. And once you give them some help, like you are here, they can really do miracles. And you must have a cool job, besides the challenges, because you get to see probably more success stories.
I do, yes. Also, it's a good balance. I deal with a lot of the aftermath of people losing their jobs or quitting, but also those success stories are
right, where somebody gets a job, they're out on the streets, and then figures out. Now, is there a specific age? Like, for instance, if you're 16, you're really not mature enough to go and live and maintain your own apartment.
Yeah.
So I'm a 16-year-old homeless youth. I come to you. Walk me through that.
Well, I think also maybe someone at that age, we also have a great education program. So if they want to get back in high school, if they want to get their GED, a lot of times that education is just as important as employment.
Right.
And it's true also, a 16-year-old might not be ready to get into the work field right now, but focusing on the education might be a good first step for them.
Now, real briefly, you've also worked downstairs in the Drop-In Center.
Yep.
Just briefly describe what Urban Peak does.
At the Drop-In Center?
Well, you got this whole thing.
Yeah, well, real briefly, starts on with our outreach team on the streets, trying to get youth in to get their basic needs met at the Drop-In Center. So shower, laundry, clothes, hygiene products, those real basic needs that they need to fulfill before they can really start focusing on goals. And then also our education and employment department, so job readiness training, job fairs, resume help, job search, and then also our education department, GED, getting into high school, getting into college, applying for grants, scholarships, and then also we have 3 housing programs after that, as well as a shelter.
Yeah.
So
I've been to your shelter when I was here. And you're seeing I mean, today was kind of light, but on an average day, how many kids are you seeing?
We could see anywhere from 30 to 40 to over 100
On any given day?
on any given
That's
day.
crazy.
Yeah, definitely much more in the summer and the winter.
Wow.
And that's the joy and excitement of our job is we come every day not really knowing how many it's going to be, but
Well, what I say
always
is, the Big Mac is always the same every day. That's why
Exactly.
we don't work at McDonald's. We
Yes.
work in homeless services, which is completely unpredictable.
yeah. And I think the greatest thing, about our place is that like they kind of come for their needs, but then they stay for a lot of the things that they love. So creating that community, like having art classes, music classes, and then also finding youth jobs. We have youth that work in bird rescue, doggy daycare, restaurants, construction. So really creating that community and finding things that they love to do.
Great. So, how do people help you if they're either in the Denver area or someplace?
Volunteer is the first thing I can think of. Volunteer, come, just come hang out with the youth. If you have a skill you want to teach a class, do that. Come grab a few friends or people from work, cook a meal. Also, if you have any old clothes, professional clothes, definitely in the winter we need socks. Donate that. And then also, you can donate money on our website. Come to our fundraisers. We love our volunteers.
Well, thanks for having me, and thank you all. This has been part of a road trip that is really brought to you by Seven Lee and Virgin Mobile. So make sure to thank both Seven Lee and Virgin Mobile, and thank all of you.